Hello everybody, and welcome back to History in Hamilton Episode 2. So today I will be talking about two songs. They are Aaron Burr, Sir and My Shot. So we will first listen to Aaron Burr, Sir, then talk about it, and then we will listen to My Shot, and then talk about that one. So let's listen to the first song.
1776. New York City.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?
That depends. Who's asking?
Oh, well, sure. Sir, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you.
I'm getting nervous.
Sir, I heard your name at Princeton. I was seeking an accelerated course of study. When I got sort of out of sorts with a buddy of yours, I may have punched him. It's a blur. Sir, he handles the financials.
You punched the bursar.
Yes, I wanted to do what you did, graduating too and join the revolution. He looked at me like I was stupid. I'm not stupid. So how'd you do it? How'd you graduate so fast?
It was my parents' dying wish before they passed.
You're an orphan. Of course, I'm an orphan. God, I wish there was a war, then we could prove that we're worth more than anyone bargained for.
Can I buy you a drink?
That would be nice.
While we're talking, let me offer you some free advice. Talk less.
What?
Smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for.
You can't be serious.
You wanna get ahead.
Yes.
Fools who run their mouths off wind up dead.
Yo, what time is it? Showtime!
Like I said.
Showtime, yo! I'm John Lawrence in the place to be. 2 pints of Sam Adams, but I'm working on 3. Those red coats don't want it with me, cause I will pop, kick a black, these cops till I'm free.
Eh oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette, the Lancelot of the revolutionary set. I came from afar just to say bonsoir to the king, cause it's who is the best, c'est moi.
Blah, blah, I am Hercules Mulligan, up in it, loving it. Yes, I heard your mother said, come again. Lock up your daughters and horses. Of course, it's hard to have intercourse over 4 sets of corsets. Wow, no more sex. Pour me another brew, son. Let's raise a couple more to the revolution. Well, if it ain't the prodigy of Princeton College, Aaron Burr, give us a verse, drop some knowledge. Good luck with that. You're taking a stand. You spit, I'ma sit. We'll see where we land. The revolution's imminent. What do you stall for? If you stand for nothing, Burr, what'll you fall for?
Who are you? Who are you? Who is this kid? What's he gonna do?
Alright, so that was Aaron Burr, Sir, and one of the first lines that you hear is from Hamilton, and he's talking to Aaron Burr, and he says, I heard your name at Princeton. I was seeking an accelerated course of study when I got out of sorts with a buddy of yours. I may have punched him. It's a blur, sir. He handles thy financials. Then Burr says, you punched the bursar. And so, Princeton is the name of a college, and back then it wasn't called Bursar, it wasn't called Princeton. It was actually called the College of New Jersey, and so that is a flaw that they have in there, but they probably just did it so that people would recognize it better from the name, and it is not stated anywhere that Hamilton punched the bursar from Princeton, but he did have a talking with the president of the college, because he was, as he said, he was trying to get an accelerated course of study, so he was trying to take it 2 years to get his full college education because he felt like he was already smart enough, and his name was John Witherspoon. That it was the president of the college at the time. And then the next line is Burr, and he's like, it was my parents' dying wish before they passed. And this shows that Aaron Burr is also an orphan, just like Hamilton. And so this kind of helps go along with them always clashing against each other, trying to get one step above each other, that they had this deep rivalry that who's going to be the better orphan. And Aaron Burr's father was actually the founder of the college, and he was, and he died 1 year after Burr was born. And actually, Aaron Burr applied to Princeton, or College of New Jersey, when he was 11, and so they rejected him, like, oh, he's too young. And then 2 years later, he applied again when he was 13, and during those 2 years, he self-taught himself the first 2 years curriculum for the college, and so he was at basically a junior in college level, but they gave him a sophomore instead, and that's the best thing he was able to get. Then the next line is, "You're an orphan. Of course, I'm an orphan." That was by Hamilton, and they're both, as I said earlier, they're both orphans, and it's just brings more to the rivalry. And then the next part is, Burr, don't let them know what you're against or what you're for. Burr is just trying to help Hamilton here because he's new and he's saying all this stuff that he wants to go to college and wants to help with the war and the freedom of the colonies. And so Aaron Burr is trying to say, hey, you can't really be spinning out everything you want to hear everybody hear. You got to keep kind of low profile. It's not a good time with all the loyalists and everything. Next part is sung by Lafayette. Some of it's in French, and I will translate it after I say it. Oui, oui, Montemere, je appelle Lafayette, the Lancelot of the revolutionary set. I came from afar to say bonsoir to the king, que c'est toi, he's the best, c'est moi. Oi, oi, oui, oui, mon abbé, je appelle is yes, yes, my friend, it's me. And Lancelot, he was a Frenchman, and the reason he came over here to help with the war is because he thought it was a noble act and to prove himself as a nobleman for his family. And Lancelot is a reference to a Frenchman who's in the King Arthur story. Bonsoir means good evening. C'est toi means beat it. This party's telling the king to leave, or leave the colonies alone. And Qu'est-ce moi is it's me. And he's saying who's the best? It's me. Hercules Mulligan sings this next part. Up in it, loving it, yes. I heard your mother say, come again. Hercules Mulligan was the first person Hamilton actually met when he came to the New World. Him and his brother lived with Mulligan for a good majority of their first of them staying in New York, and Mulligan was a spy during the war. He would bed with the wives of the soldiers, and not really their moms, but it was kind of a your mom joke they threw in there, kind of funny. Hamilton says this, if you stand for nothing, Burr, what'll you fall for? And this quote, minus the Burr part, is actually a quote that people thought Hamilton has said before, but there's no record of him actually ever saying this in anything, but it's just kind of a quote that people associate with Hamilton. And the next song is My Shot, so we will take a listen to that.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I'ma get a scholarship to King's College. I probably should brag, but then I got amazed and astonished. The problem is a lot of brains, but no polish. I got a heart just to be heard with every word. I drop knowledge. I'm a diamond in the rough, a shining piece of coal, trying to reach my goal. My power of speech unimpeachable. Only 19, but my mind is older. These New York City streets get cold. I shoulder every burden, every disadvantage. I've learned to manage. I don't have a gun to brandish. I walk these streets famished. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. But damn, it's getting dark, so let me spell out the name. I am the A-L-E-X-A-N-D. We are meant to be a colony that runs independently. Meanwhile, Britain keeps shitting on us endlessly. Essentially, they tax us relentlessly. Then King George turns around, runs a spending spree. He ain't never gonna set his descendants free. So there will be a revolution in this century. And to me,
He says in parentheses.
don't be shocked when your history book mentions me. I will lay down my life if it sets us free. Eventually, you'll see my ascendancy. And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. And I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. And yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. And I'm not throwing away my shot. It's time to take a shot.
I dream of life without a monarchy. The unrest in France will lead to anarchy. Anarchy, how you say? I use anarchy. When I fight, I make the other side panicky with my
Yo, I'm a tailor's apprentice, and I got y'all knuckleheads and local parentis. I'm joining the rebellion, cause I know it's my chance to socially advance. Instead of sewing some pants, I'm gon' take shit.
And but we'll never be truly free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. You and I do or die. Wait till I sally in on a stallion with the first black battalion. Have another shot. Geniuses, lower your voices. You keep out of trouble and you double your choices. I'm with you, but the situation is fraught. You've got to be carefully taught. If you talk, you're gonna get shot.
Bird, check what we got. Mr. Lafayette, hard rock like Lancelot. I think your pants look hot. Lawrence, I like you a lot. Let's hatch a plot blacker than the kettle calling the pot. What are the odds of God who put us all in one spot? Pop to the squad and conventional wisdom like it or not. A bunch of revolutionary manumission abolitionists. Give me a position, show me where the ammunition is. Oh, am I talking too loud? Sometimes I get overexcited. Shoot off at the mouth. I never had a group of friends before. I promise that I'll make y'all proud.
Let's get this guy in front of a crowd.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not.
Alright, so after that, it just repeats all that over and over again. So, let's get into this. So, my shot. One of the first parts you hear is, and kind of the hook to it is, I'm not throwing away my shot, which is sung by Hamilton majority of the time. Sometimes it's the whole company, but the main part is Hamilton, and it was him basically saying that he's willing to have his own life taken for the good of the revolution, and that he will do anything to get his shot to be part of it and fight for this noble cause that he believes in. I'm gonna get a scholarship to King's College. And so after Hamilton was denied at Princeton, he decides to go to King's College, which is now called Columbian College. And this is the first place he meets George Washington, and where he kind of becomes his secretary of sorts. And one part, Hamilton also says, I'm only 19, but my mind is older. And during this time, the year it would be 1776. And based on the year he was born, which was 1757, he would be 19 years old. So they got this part correct with his age. And then Lafayette sings this part, and it's, the unrest in France will lead to anarchy. And the way he pronounces anarchy is how a French person would with their accent. And he's referring to the French Revolution that is happening right now. And after the war, Lafayette goes back to France and helps with the revolution, and he helps storm the Bastille. He's one of the front people who helped lead the charge into the Bastille. Hercules Mulligan sings his part. Yo, I'm a tailor's apprentice. Y'all got knuckleheads in your local parentis. I'm joining the rebellion because I know it's my chance to socially advance instead of sewing some pants. Hercules Mulligan was not a tailor's apprentice at this time. He was, that was just his career. He left his family's business, which was accounting, and he wanted to do his own. And the next part is Lawrence. You'll never be free until those in bondage have the same rights as you and me. Yes, you and I do and die. He was a real advocate.